Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Oh, the old glove was looking at her. She hit the floor, next thing you know, shawty got low, 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 low. Everybody! Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Oh, the old glove was looking at her.
Hey, welcome to the Closing Beat, everybody. Happy Tuesday. How you doing out there? Let me silence this for a second here so we don't have anything bothering us. We are financial advisors here at Jazz Wealth. Love to talk about the stock market. We manage our own funds here. So our performance obviously is tied directly into our clients. We want you guys to grow because in all honesty, that's how we make more money. If your account doesn't grow, we don't grow as a company. So we're like the only advisor that's not really, ashamed to say that. You can see right on our website there what it takes to work with us. And we're pretty laid back, right? We like working with everybody. You don't have to be filthy rich. Also, jazzwealth.com/2023. I know it's like halfway through the year, but if all these weird numbers are starting to bug you and you're like, I don't know how much I can put here or do whatever there, Haley put together a sheet. She'll email it to you. It's really old-fashioned style. We're not on a mailing list. Nothing happens. She'll just mail it to you. So jazzwealth.com/2023, totally free, literally no strings attached. We will not bug you there. S&P. Let's take a look at the stock market here today. What a difference, huh? What a difference when the big names, just like I said yesterday, exactly like I said, if the big names just kind of hold tight for a day, they don't have to have a rock star day, but if they just hold tight, we could have ourselves a recipe for a rally. Let's take a look. This was yesterday. We talked about all these big names that control the movement of the market for now, not participating. Everything else, for the most part, in the S&P, that's all 505 stocks. They all participated. They did what they were supposed to do, but these guys held them back. Take a look at today. What did the big names do today? Nothing impressive. Mixed day, slight down day, slight up day there, right? Nothing crazy, but yet when you look at the stock market, oh, now we can go higher, right? Kind of cool how that works. Now you can see kind of the impact of that. Now, I do want to say, I saw something interesting today. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? I'm literally just going to sort through the S&P, and I won't do them all, but I'm just going to do a couple. And I want you to see if you can see a pattern, okay? So this is the worst performing stock today, VeriSign. That's down, okay? They're all going to be down because I'm sorting through worst. So I'm going from worst to least worst. Eli Lilly, down, all right. Applied Materials, down. Carnival Cruise, down. AMD, down. Chipotle, down. All varying sectors and stuff. You see anything yet? KLA Tencor, CLAC, we usually call it there. Mondelez, down. TAP, down. Okay, so we covered a whole bunch of sectors. Those are the top, I don't know what I did, maybe 8 stocks, right? Let's flip it the other way, and let's look at the best performers today. Newell, this is Rubbermaid. All right, wow, good day. All right, good for you guys. Activision, good day, probably news-driven there. Etsy, wow, good job, guys. Apache, looks really cool. Okay, good. HPQ, nice job, guys. EA Sports, okay, same sector there. 3M, outside in a different sector. Great job. Take-Two, whew, brand new highs. Schlumberger, that looks good too. Did you see any difference? I caught it. Let's go back. Okay, the worst performers today. That's an uptrend. That's pretty strong stock. Eli Lilly, wow, that stock's doing better than the stock market. Applied Materials, so is that stock. Carnival Cruise, way better than the stock market. AMD, wow, that one's doing well. Chipotle, doing better than the market. All the stuff that did really, really well got sold off today. And then if we flip the other way, that's your best performer today. Rubbermaid, that's not doing better than the market, right? It's an obvious one. Activision, news-driven, I'll give you that one. Etsy, what? Well, that's doing really well. See how the worst performers did really well today and were the leaders, but the best performers were not the leaders. What does that tell you? It's just a shift, just a continuing shift going on there where money is taking profits. Things that went well. The market's so disconnected right now that all the things that did well, people said, yeah, I'm going to take the profit on that one, but I got to put it somewhere, and that's cheap. I'll put it there, right? So you could say rebalancing, but we're past the quarter. That's kind of all done. It's new positioning going into the second half of the year, right? We want to look good. We want to sell things for a profit. It feels good. And we also like to buy things cheap, don't we? Me and you are no different than the big guys out there that manage trillions of dollars. We manage now, what, $340 million, and we're a small fish in a really big pond. To me, that's a lot of money. I really enjoy getting to be able to say that. But if you're managing like BlackRock, trillions of dollars, they got to make the same decisions, just a little more money, right? So a little bit different there. I just wanted to point that out because those little things stick out, and sometimes they turn into a trend, a momentum shift, right? You see it on the financial news where they'll be like, oh man, money's going into the value stocks, the discounted stocks, and then by then you're too late. It's already gone for you, right? So I just wanted to point that out, see if that sticks out to you. I do want to point out too, the Russell 2000, darn it, I forgot to put that on there. So, can I do it quickly? Do you guys mind if I just go in here and we say moving average? Right, I really want to show this. You know, I put effort into it, and we want a simple moving average. All right, and check this out. I'm just going to change it. Oops, we're going to change it to the 50-day because this is a golden cross, right? You guys know what a golden cross is? It's an old technical pattern that people like to follow. Still, to this day, the old timers out there look at it, and the kids on the Twitter and whatever. A golden cross is when this blue line goes over the red line. That's the 50-day moving average going over the 200-day. All that means, in its simplest terms, is the short-term momentum is stronger than what has happened in the sort of distant history. That's it. It's a change of shift, or a shift change, right? The excitement to the upside is more now than it has been over the last 200 days as an average. So before you think this is magic, that's all it means. And so it means in the short term, momentum should likely continue, right? And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Here's a great example. Golden cross. Momentum continued, but not for very long, actually, right? So we're doing that again. And what I thought would be fun is to say, does it matter? Like, will this continue? So Russell 2000, small cap, got a lot of rebalancing because it's been the underperforming index for the year. If we go over to the slides here, when this happens in particular on the Russell 2000 over the next month, decent, right? Momentum continues. Over the next 3 months, momentum continues, and so on over the next year. Not in a straight line, okay? And these are averages. So this is just every time that it's ever happened. So yes, over the long run, if you participated constantly in saying, I recognize the momentum and I'd like to be a part of that, more times than not, you would end up with some level of a, actually, we could tell you exactly what it is, can't we? You'd end up with an average profit. So if that's all you did, yes, you would take losers. You know, wouldn't always work out. It's fine. You know, it's what it's going to be. But let me see if I can find it quickly for you. Should have been more prepared on this one. Let's go here. More times than not, you end up with just a little bit of a profit there. And wouldn't that be just a cool thing to know? Something to look out for, something to maybe participate in, or at the very least, say, well, I don't want to sell. You know what I mean? I'm happy to just sit here and wait. I can't find it. I'm trying my hardest. And I'm just going to look one more place. Okay, so I don't have it. I was going to give you the percentages. I didn't save it. But nonetheless, that's your performance going forward. So is the Golden Cross the Holy Grail? No. Not certainly something you don't want to bet the farm on, but it's pretty cool to see, right? All right, looking around the rest of the market, you got the NASDAQ, of course, doing better today. Not amazing. It's not going to be a leader. And the reason it's not going to be a leader is because, remember, the big guys had an okay day, right? It was really Amazon helping, which we'll talk about in a little bit. If you look around over to bonds, continuing to try to work off their recent rally, or in this case, price decline. So both short-term and long-term doing the same thing. In my opinion, which I don't normally give here, it's pretty weak. It's an awfully weak recovery rally there. Oil, not the case. That's obviously doing better and has been doing better over the last week and a half or so. Kind of interesting. And lastly, we don't touch on it often, but volatility. Big spike last week on our down day, and right back to where we started, right? Okay, tomorrow we've got the inflation number coming out. Ooh. The estimate by people way smarter than me is that it's going to come in at 0.3%. month over month. So inflation went up 0.3% month over month. Very, it's fine. We talked about this yesterday where I said, well, okay, if they get that number right, then that means inflation, the headline inflation number would be 2.95%. The first time we've seen a 2 in a while. Trouble is, nobody cares about that. So the Fed doesn't care about that. They care about core inflation. And core inflation is a little bit more specific and can't be manipulated by the volatility in a couple sectors. So what do you think about core inflation? I'll throw my guess out there. I think core inflation is going to go up 0.22% month over month. So that'll be the number there, which means core inflation will be under 5%. Will be 4.93% would be how the math would work out there. Why do I think that? Couple reasons, but I'll just briefly go over here. Used car prices, something we're able to track on a more leading basis rather than, hey, last quarter, this is what happened. Well, if you look at used car prices, and I should say used car prices wholesale, at the auction, not things that you would participate in, down 9% there, okay? Off to the right, I've got the breakdown of how core inflation actually is calculated. So you could say used vehicles is one of the categories that could help bring down the total index itself. Housing costs are a little bit lower as well, which would be, where did it go? Housing right here, 17.1%, a little bit lower. That's rent, I should say. So if you, that's predicted to actually go a little bit lower. Medical expenses and insurance will be the other categories, medical services, and right here, financial services and insurance. I think you see those tick a little bit lower as well, which is why we end up at the 4.93% rate. Remember, the Fed says we think that it will, core inflation will be around 4% for the year, which means we are going to be restrictive. We don't want 4%. We want 2%. They want 2%. So we'll see how that plays out there. Also, you got earnings coming out starting on Friday with the banks, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Citigroup. And so we'll start to hear more about that. And then you obviously know the history I showed you yesterday of what the busiest weeks will be. All right, a couple other things and we'll get out of your way. We'll see if I can take some questions if you have them there. Amazon Prime Day. Are you out there shopping? I, probably heard that word 100 times today. Saw it in emails and stuff there. So originally Amazon Prime Day, by the way, why'd they come up with that? A lot of people say, well, it's because the Chinese had Singles Day, and maybe there was some incentive there. But Amazon said, well, we want to celebrate our 20th anniversary. About that, 2015 when that came out. Used to be one day. Now it's 2 days. They make more than they do on Black Friday. Fun fact for you there. And in 2015, it was 1 day. In 2017, they said it was like 30 hours. Then in 2018, they went 36 hours. And in a row. And 2019, it became 2 days, and it's been 2 days ever since. So we'll see what happens there. The average American spends $91 a month on Amazon. My wife can beat that. I guarantee you she beats that. But that's pretty interesting. Like American, not like the average Prime member, the average American, all of us. So rather impressive there, which explains why they're such a big company. So should you buy the stock on Amazon Prime Day or the next day, now that it's 2 days? This was a little bit tricky to put together here, but check this out. If we say only Prime Day, and so in 2015 it was 1 day, and then in 2017 it was 1 day plus part of the other, right? When the market was open. So the data is a little bit hard to come by, but we did. If we look at the performance here, 2015 Amazon Prime Day was down, 2016 down, 2017 up, mostly down. If you have a gain on Prime Day, it tends to be around 1%, maybe a touch more, 1.3, 1.2, 1.5. You don't have a 5% gain on Amazon Prime Day. In fact, the odds are you're going to see a down day versus an up day. However, that was not the case this time. It's not over yet. But what did we get today? Did we get a monster move out of nowhere? Oh my God, Prime Day, people are going to buy stuff. We have lots of money and that's going to be great. No, it was just right there, right? 1.3%. So this will go down so far as nothing interesting. Now, tomorrow could be different, right? Because if tomorrow's down 0.5%, then that move is actually subpar and more in line with the average. So something to look at there. Forward performance, which is probably more of what you're really interested in there. What if I skip Amazon Prime Day, the 2 days, and I say, well, I'll just buy it the day after? What could I expect 1 week later? Nothing really impressive. A month later, the average gain is 4%. 3 months later, you tend to see a pullback, only 0.9%. And 6 months later, 3.9%. Now, historically, compared to the market, you would say that's a good return, right? the market's going to average somewhere between 8 and 9%. You go, well, that's a pretty good return. For 6 months, half the year, I get about 4%. So it's in line roughly with the market's expectations. The point is, you don't use the hype of people shopping on Amazon Prime Day and the fact that the stock's already run up a bunch to say, oh, and it's going to go up 50%. This is going to be a great move. Get yourself in a little bit of trouble there. Would you not? Maybe just a little bit of trouble. All right, Microsoft. In the news, they're going to lay off more people. 10,000 more people? Sounds like about right. Uber. Was it their CFO? They lost their CFO. Leaves there. Yeah, it was the CFO. So lost the CFO. It's a good thing for stocks. Usually when the C-suite type people get moved out, it's usually positive for the stock, unless that person is Jack Welch, or just like a god in the world there. All right, PriceSmart, you also see in the news there, reported earnings better than expected. Everything was good there. These guys don't have a hard time. There's a grocery store. So what's funny is like their profit margin is like 2.5%. So they do like $2 billion in sales, they make $100 and some million. So and that's consistent. They do this time and time again. It's really interesting for a grocery store. But they're buying back $75 million worth of shares. That's probably why the stock was higher. HCA, if you've ever been to one, particularly here in Florida, we have HCAs everywhere. Somebody has your data. They got hacked. 27 million people. They know if you have like prostate cancer or something. I don't know what to tell you there. And what else do we have? Fun fact before we go to Cody. Let's see if Cody knows the answer. Can I go to you? So I go like this, and it's all good. We can hear you. This sounds good and everything?
I think so. Test.
Okay, good. Credit card debt. How much do you think the United States is in credit card debt at this point?
A lot.
That's a good guess. Yeah. If you had to put a number to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
The average per American? Or
No, the total. Let's say we all took our credit cards, threw it into a pot, and we said, what's that number? It's obviously astronomical, but...
Yeah, you're setting me up for failure here. I don't...
Sure. Yeah, no, because... And let everybody else guess, too. What do you think it is? You're going to hear numbers all over the place, but you think it's $1 million?
I think it's more than $1 million.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Are we close to $1 trillion? Are we talking trillion?
Could be. I don't know.
How about just under $1 trillion? Is that a good enough guess?
Did you know that?
No, I'm just guessing. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
You knew that, yeah.
Yeah, I read about it last night.
Wow. Well, that's really good. Credit card, total credit card debt in the U.S. would be $986 billion. So really close to $1 trillion.
Yeah. Look at me.
Good job. We see Alex guessing $2 trillion. AJ, man, we know what AJ spends his money on. You think 31 trillion? Jeez. I would have guessed something astronomical. Slight problem here with the credit card debts, and then I'll come back to old Cody over there. Trouble is the delinquency rate of those that are behind by 90 days or more just hit a new high. 8.24%. So over here, we've got total credit cards. That's your 986, right? 8.24%. To do the math on that one, you got $81 billion in credit card debt of people that have sort of given up, 90 days behind. Why could that possibly be? If your credit card has like a 20% interest rate on it, yeah, like, okay, I'm not paying you anymore. Like, that's what people have said. Like 23%, no, not doing it, So small little thing, maybe it's not a big deal, but it's not certainly the highest that rate's ever been, but the dollar amount of that rate is what I'm talking about. So we've had, let's go over here. So we've had in the past where we've had 9%, almost 10% of people 90 days delinquent on their credit card debt, but the total credit card bill was like 700 billion, sorry. So now we're at almost $1 trillion and 8% are behind us, $81 billion. Ooh, that's a tough one, man. I don't know where that goes. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it ain't great, It's not great because you got fees and penalties and stuff adding up on that. Anyways. Lastly, I'll throw this out there and then we'll get out of the way here. Just want to get your opinion. You going Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg?
I really don't know. I really don't know.
You haven't done your research on this one? Like just like Elon Musk's like in his 50s, right?
Yeah,
Zuckerberg
52. Yeah.
is he 35?
I think he's in his 40s. I think he's early 40s.
Okay.
Musk is big. He's a big guy.
There's a height weight difference maybe. Is Zuckerberg taller? I don't know.
Zuckerberg is Elon's taller. Elon's 6'2". I did my research before. Elon's 6'2", 180 pounds, where Musk is 5'8", 150. So I don't. That seems.
He ain't no 150. Elon Musk
No.
Oh, Zuckerberg. the other way.
Zuckerberg, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's 150.
There's a picture that was posted just a couple hours ago though of Zuck training. Guy's got a 4-pack, maybe a 6-pack. I don't know. He's in good shape. He's in really good shape.
But so is he more like I'm gonna like grapple you and stuff, or is he a fighter?
He does those contests and stuff. He did a jiu-jitsu tournament or whatever. He got choked out, but he did he did it. I mean, good for him. I don't know what Musk does, if anything.
I'm leaning Elon Musk on this one because of the weight.
Yeah. I think size difference is big.
That and to me, I know Zuckerberg he's obviously a very smart guy, but I just think Elon Musk could probably train a little less and be like, okay, this is my game plan. What I worry about is Elon Musk goes, this is my game plan, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
I think I worry about just with all these fights, it's all a gimmick, and it usually they end up not being very good.
Oh, it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be horrible. You imagine that's like me getting in the ring with, I don't know, some financial guy. Like, okay, you think in your head, you're like, I got this, man. No.
But we should do that.
We should do.
That would be cool. But yeah, I don't know if the fight's gonna be very exciting. But I'm very interested. I'm actually interested in it.
I will watch it.
Yeah. Stream it.
What do we got going on here? We've got you like Musk twice the size. That's where I'm stuck though, you know? Yeah, whoever wins the promoters who wins that match, man, that's going to bring in some dough there. Rob says Zuckerberg is not even close, man. Musk is going to take one to that's what's the old saying there. You got to plan till you get punched in the face. Yeah. It would have to be like a 3-round fight though, you know? What are they going to do? That's not going on. Anyways, I wanted to bring that up, see what people thought, because people are going to have some comments there. You think that Verizon's dividend is in danger of being cut? No. Talk is different than action. Versus old Josh. He would probably do it. Josh Scanlon. We're about the same height, but he's definitely thicker. Yeah. But is this going to be a horrible joke? Okay, here we go. I'll get in the ring with Josh and be like, a Democrat, and then go whack him. Because that's what he talks about. I would have to play some kind of game there. Grinding Retire says, hey, man, it's been a while. What's your opinion on OGN? You got about 115 shares. Sorry for the side topic there. 2160, not too bad. Think about selling a covered call. Can you? Might be pretty thin there. Okay. Well, you watch your order there. There is an options market there. You think about selling a covered call at 25 though? No, because you're at 25. You'd be lucky to get 15 cents. So I wouldn't do that one. You could certainly let it get a little closer and do it then, but I wouldn't do it now. No. Yeah. AJ says, do you think oil companies, energy sector may be waking up also since money has flowed? So yes, I think if you look at the energy sector, the expectation is weakness. The expectation is earnings are going to be down like 50%, but the expectation is here. It's already priced in. We all already know that. So now you have oil prices going up. We have obviously slowly reducing supply. And the expectation that earnings are already going to be so low, any little bit better than what's expected out there helps fuel the rest of it and maybe break above this guy right here, which is where we're sitting, that downtrend. So I'm not overly, I'm not pessimistic at all on energy. You'd pay to watch Dustin and Kramer. Oh, I would kill Kramer. Yeah, there'd be no. He's a big guy, but yeah, it's an age thing, Maybe 20 years ago, he's a scrappy guy. He might have got me, but I got him there. Dustin Dodge says for a scheduled call, you assuming you guys call. Well, there's nobody else really here. We could have other people call you, but it wouldn't be very helpful for very long anyways. What's your opinion on SoFi? I actually like what they're doing there. So forecast estimates, big run up, hopefully falling before earnings. Is that what you're playing for? Do you want to play for the fall during earnings there? So I can't say I would go against that. I just wouldn't do it. They've invested some good years here and a lot of money to get to this point, and it's starting to pay off for them. So even one little thing about them going, yeah, check it out. We're starting to make more money on all these offerings that we spent so much money putting together, which they are. That would, I'd be nervous. I wouldn't do it. Got that 4-finger grip. That's right, straight jacket. Giovanni, you bought July. Oh, I missed the position. 367 puts on what? The Qs? Oh, a little bearish there. All right. Didn't you just have calls or something on this one? So at the money puts, no problem there. So it's a directional play. You're betting on the market going lower. Those I don't have a problem with. It's when somebody says, you know, I bought the 350 puts. That bugs me because you'd have been statistically more accurate if you just shorted the stock or bought the at the money puts. So I can't disagree with you there. Yeah. Thank you for posting that so I could see. Nice, nice. How about the Icon Enterprise? Yeah, we covered that yesterday. Yep. Clever. I'm going to continue to say nobody else would have got that deal, but those things happen around the world, don't they? Anyways, I will wrap it up there. I've somehow hit the wrong buttons again, and so it's time for me to go. I will wish you a good rest of your day or evening, and we'll be back tomorrow, do it all over again, and have some inflation numbers to talk about as well. So enjoy. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.